Hi everyone, a warm welcome. Myself B2 Lambi with the Academy of Science and Technology. This is the third video of evaluation of real integrals of type 2 by residue theorem. Before watching this video, you have to watch the previous two videos. In the first video, I illustrated how to convert type 2 integrals, that is integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, into a contour integral. So you must watch the first video before watching this video. Then only you will get the idea of converting these types of integrals to a contour integral. In this video, I am going to integrate a few problems in type 2 integrals, that is integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. Let me evaluate the real integral, it is 0 to infinity x squared minus x plus 2 by x raised to 4 plus 10x squared plus 9 dx by residue theorem. For evaluating by residue theorem, first you have to make this integral from minus infinity to infinity. So this is equal to 1 by 2 integral minus infinity to infinity x square minus x plus 2 by x raised to 4 plus 10x square plus 9 dx. We have integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is integral over c f is z. That is equation number 1. So you take fx as the given function. Let this function be fx. So f is z square minus z plus 2 divided by z raised to 4 plus 10 z square plus. For evaluating this integral, we have to identify the singularities of f. It is given by solving. Z raised to 4 plus 10 z square plus 9 equal to 0. You can use calculator for solving this equation. Otherwise, you solve like this. See, you put t equal to z square. So the given equation is t square plus 10t plus 9 equal to 0. It is a second degree equation. So the values of t are given by that is minus 10 plus or minus 8 by 2. It is minus 2 by 2 minus 18 by 2. That is minus 1 and minus 9. See, these are the values of t. T values are minus 1, minus 9. But t is z square. That is z square is minus 1, minus 9. So the z values are, when z square equal to minus 1, z is plus or minus 5. When z square equal to minus 1, z value is plus or minus 3i. So the singularities of f. See, it is a fourth degree expression. So it has 4 singularities, and the 4 singularities are plus I, minus I, 3i, minus 3i. Among these 4 singularities, plus I and 3i are within C. See, those singularities which lies in the upper half of the z plane are completely within C, and those which lies out below the the z plane are outside of C. So by residue theorem, we have integral over C f is a dz is integral over C f is a dz is 2 pi I into r1 plus r2. That is equation number 2. Where r1 equal to, you consider r1 as the residue I, so it is limit z tends to I, z minus I into f is z. Factorization of f is z is z square minus z plus 2 whole divided by, see, you can factorize it like this, z square minus z plus 2 divided by z square plus 1 into z square plus 9. So for removing this, you again factorize this one, z plus I into z minus I into z square plus 9. It will cancel each other, and you can see this. You put z equal to I square is minus 1 minus I plus 2 by 2I into 8. That is 1 minus I by 16I. This is R1. Next we we have to evaluate R2. R2 is residue at 3i. That is unit z tends to 3i. Z minus 3i into z square minus z plus 2 divided by z square plus 1 into z plus 3i into z minus 3i. It is limit z tends to 3i, z square minus z plus 2 divided by z square plus 1 into z plus 3i. It is, you put z equal to 3i, minus 9 minus 3i plus 2 by, it is minus 9, that is minus 8 into 6i. That is minus 3i minus 7 by minus 48i. So it is 3i plus 7 divided by 48i. See, this is our R2. Now we have R1 and R2. To put in equation number 2. So it is 2 pi I. R1 is 1 minus I by 16i plus 3i plus 7 by 48i. Next you take the LCM. 48i. 48i. So numerator is 3 into 1 minus I plus 3i plus 7. And it is 2 pi I into 3 minus 3i plus 3i plus 7 by 48i. That is 5 by 24 into 10. That is 5 pi by 12. It is 5 pi by 12. See, this is integral over CF is dz. You put in equation number 1. You put in equation number 1. It is 5 pi by 12. So here, integral 0 to infinity, this is half into integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. We have this integral is 5 pi by 12. So, integral 0 to infinity, given question is integral 0 to infinity. Integral 0 to infinity, x square minus x plus 2 divided by x raised to 4 plus 10x square plus 9 dx is 5 pi by 24. Consider another type of question. Integral 0 to infinity cos x by x square plus 1 dx. See, in this time, we are evaluating integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. See, it is a function of x. In all the previous questions, we consider polynomials here. Here, see, in this question, you can see a trigonometric function. Usually, the trigonometric function sine or cos are appearing in this integral. So in that situation, you have to replace this trigonometric function in terms of exponential function. Then you proceed our type 2 integral. See, we know e raised to I theta is cos theta plus sin theta. So cos theta is really real part of e raised to I theta and sin theta is imaginary part of e raised to I theta. This is the conversion of trigonometric function sin theta and cos theta in terms of exponential function. So first you have to express in the form integral minus infinity to infinity. So the given integral is half integral minus infinity to infinity cos ax by x square plus 1 dx. Next you replace cos ax in terms of exponential function. It is real part of e raised to I ax. See, cos theta is real part of e raised to I theta. So cos ax is real part of e raised to I ax divided by x square plus 1 dx. Here you have to take the real part after the calculation of the integral. So it is 1 by 2 real part of the integral minus infinity to infinity e raised to I ax by x square plus 1 dx. See, this is in the form 1 by 2 real part of integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. See, let it be equation number 1. Here fx is e raised to I ax divided by x square plus 1. We know integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is from the common part of this type 2 integral. It is integral over c f z dz. So it is equation number 2. See, the given integral reduces to the equation number 1. So if we have to evaluate this integral, but this integral is this integral, you can evaluate this by residue theorem. So for that we need the singularities of f z. Here f z is, you just replace x by z in fx. So e raised to I a z by z square plus 1. Its singularities are plus or minus I. Our C is the upper half. See, the closed curve C is in the upper half of the z plane. Here, my plus I is inside of C and minus I is outside of C. So by residue theorem, integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into R1. This is equation number 3. Next, we have to evaluate R1. R1 is, we have to evaluate R1. See, we have the given integral is, the given integral becomes half real part of, see, equation number 1 gives the given integral, real part of integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. That is equation number 1. See, integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is given by integral over c f z dz. That is equation number 2. And again by 3, integral over c f z dz is 2 pi I r1. That is equation number 3. R1 is the residue of f at I. That is limit z tends to I, z minus I into f z. That is e raised to I a z by z plus I into z minus I. This will cancel each other. And you put z equal to I, you can see it is e raised to minus a by 2I. This is R1. You put in equation number 3. You can see integral of c f z dz is 2 pi I e raised to minus a by 2I. That is pi e raised to minus a. Next you put in equation number 2. You can see integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is pi e raised to minus a. Now you put this integral in equation number 1. We will get integral 0 to infinity. That is the given integral. You have to answer this integral by residue theorem. And this integral is half real part of pi e raised to minus a. See, it is purely a real number, and this real part is that number itself. So it is half pi e raised to minus a. That is pi e raised to minus a by 2. See, which is required. Let me validate one more integral. So evaluate integral minus infinity to infinity sin x by x square plus 4x plus 5 by using residue theorem. See, this integral is integral minus infinity to infinity. In this type of integrals, if you find any trigonometric function, see, trigonometric function will be in the numerator. You have to replace the trigonometric function in the form of exponential function. So sin x is, we know e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. So we have e raised to Ix is cos x plus I sin x. Here sin x is the imaginary part of e raised to Ix. So it is imaginary part of e raised to Ix divided by x square plus 4x plus 5 dx. See, Here you have to take the imaginary part after the evaluation. So imaginary part of integral minus infinity to infinity e raised to ix by x square plus 4x plus 5 dx. See, this is in the form imaginary part of integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. See, this is our given integral minus infinity to infinity sin x by x square plus 4x plus 5. It is equation number 1. See, next our aim is to evaluate integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. See, here in this type 2 you can see integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is integral over c f z dz. That is equation number 2. Here we have to keep f z as, see, this is the given function fx. So f z is e raised to I z by z square plus 4z plus 5. For applying Rashidi theorem, we find the singularities. Singularities are given by z square plus 4z plus 5 equal to 0. So z equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac by 2e. That is minus 4 plus or minus I2 divided by 2. That is minus 2 plus or minus I. So its singularities are minus 2 plus I and minus 2 minus I. Among these two singularities, minus 2 plus I will be inside of C. Because this will be in second quadrant and this in third quadrant. Third quadrant is below Z plane. So it will be outside. And it is in second quadrant, so this is in upper half space of plane. So this is the only singularity of f which lies within C. So we can apply Rashidi theorem. So by Rashidi theorem, we can write integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into r1. That is equation number, next equation number 3. Next we have to find r1. R1 is limit z tends to. So for the convenience of this smooth calculation, you assume alpha equal to minus 2 plus I and bt equal to minus 2 minus I. So z tends to alpha, z minus alpha into e raised to iz by z minus alpha into z minus beta. This will cancel each other. And it is e raised to I alpha divided by alpha minus beta. E raised to I into alpha is minus 2 plus I divided by alpha minus beta. Alpha minus beta, this will cancel, this will add up, that is 2I. So it is e raised to minus 2I minus 1 divided by 2I. We have R1 equal to, you put R1 equation number 3. You put R1 equation number 3. It is 2 pi I into e raised to minus 2I minus 1 divided by 2I. It is pi e raised to minus 2I minus 1. You put in the equation number 2. We have integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx is pi e raised to minus 2I minus 1. Next you put this integral in equation number 1. It is imaginary part of, this is the required answer, imaginary part of pi into e raised to minus 2I minus 1. Next we have to find the imaginary part. You take the constant outside, pi into imaginary part of e raised to minus 2I minus 1. That is pi into imaginary part of, this is e raised to minus 2I into e raised to minus 1. See, it is a constant, you will take it outside. It is pi e raised to minus 1 into imaginary part of this function. We know e raised to I theta is cos theta plus e raised to plus I sin theta. So e raised to minus I theta is, you just replace I by minus I. So plus I becomes minus I sin theta. So e raised to minus 2I, it e raised to minus I into 2. That is goes to minus I sin 2. So imaginary part of this function is you put e raised to minus 2I, that is goes to minus I sin 2. Next you write its imaginary part. See, the imaginary part of this function is minus I sin 2. Its real part is cos 2 and its imaginary part is minus sin 2. So, its imaginary part is minus sin 2. So, it is minus pi sin 2 by e. See, this is the required answer of the given integral. So, the given integral becomes minus pi sin 2 by